Aloha, everyone. My name is Mark Tolliver, and I am coming to you from Maui, Hawaii, an entire ocean away. Or actually, probably my next door neighbor, who's feeding her chickens right now, is probably watching this podcast. So, wherever you are, first, I wish you aloha, and I would like to give a great response back to Oprah. I really loved her last show. It so inspired me. And she was so eloquent when it came to explaining exactly what our platform is. Obviously, my platform today is for you to see this podcast. And I just wanted to explain a little bit more on how we can be on our platform and what our platform means to us. She had also mentioned about being in your own space. Oprah was very clear on how to create what you want from your own space, which is right here and around us. But how do we get to that space? That's the answer. There's so many ways that we can go about trying to reach our space. A lot of times we try to get to where we want to go, our goals, our dreams, to get who we are and how we want out there and to express ourselves. I'm a hair designer. I have a lot of clients in my chair all day long that we have incredible conversations. And one of the conversations, ever so often, someone will say, "Wow, you just said something that my therapist is trying to tell me for 5 years, but I just chose to listen to it now." Or I'll make a flippant comment about something else, and someone's like, "Whoa, my boss told me that." Or "My husband told me that. My wife's been telling me that for years." So, what is that? That's actually our listening. And we've chosen to listen to what that conversation was all about. Although somebody's been talking for a while until you're blue in the face, all it takes is to be in a different situation at a different time. And without me realizing it, I was voicing my platform to them. That's what made me realize, wow, this is very powerful. What's also very powerful is to be able to choose to be in your own space and to feel and be in your own space. And to do that, we have to get ourselves out of our heads and out of our minds. There's this thing called ego that we all know about, and ego can sometimes have a very negative connotation to it. But really, ego is all about pushing us forward. Me doing this podcast right now is pushing me forward. That is my ego. My ego is also my protector. When I went to push this button to start recording, I was very vague and very, I don't know, getting into my fears. Ego has to attach to your behavior. My behavior, when I get nervous, is I go into fear. And when I go into fear, I go into panic. When I go into panic, I start talking really fast like this. So, what I have to do is stop that chatter in my head. Push the ego aside. Ego is actually something to try and protect you. And that's what ego is trying to do. And ego has to attach itself to your behavior, which is the nervousness, the chatter, all the other stuff, the anxiety. If you can acknowledge that, push it aside, then come back here and feel and just sit in this place, then that's what being on your box is all about. Being within here is all about. This is where you make your decisions. This is where you voice your opinions. This is where you decide if you're going to do that job, if you're going to talk to that person, if you're going to try and have great relations with family, with coworkers, with friends. You have to sit in this area and just feel without any chatter. Just feel it. A philosopher once said, just sit in your space. Sit and feel. Sit and feel the room. Sit and feel the presence of yourself. Sit and feel the love. Sit and feel the planet. Sit and feel who you are. Sit and feel is most important. That's what I wanted to share with you really quick. And once again, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that this helps just to bring us all back to center, bring us all back to here, so we can make our decisions and voice what we want to say. Aloha.